Well, everyone, it's not a bird, it's not a plane, but it is a new physical release that dropped this week, and I'm very excited to talk about it. It is Superman 2025. Now, you loved it. Great. I'm with you. I enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun with it. Thought it was far better than I expected it. I thought it was a great launch to the DCU. I didn't think it was a perfect film by any means. It has its warts and such. But overall, yeah, I dug it, and it made me excited to see what they are going to bring to us next cinematically, right? And if you hate it, I understand that as well. If you didn't like it at all, I get it. It may not exactly be for everyone. But what about this disc? Is it worth it for fans? Even if you're on the fence about it, is it worth it? Well, let me tell you, yeah, it's going to be an interesting approach, and it's a surprise approach to a brand new release that we get here as far as when we get to the extras and such. But enough of me babbling. Let's get up and close personal and see what they did for this 4K Ultra HD release of Superman 2025 from Warner Brothers Entertainment. So here we are, and first off, we get lenticular. It's been a while since I've gotten a lenticular slipcover, so that just stood out right away alone. Very cool that they did that. They put some work into the slipcover here, and yeah, I've done this a few times. I'm sorry, but still, very neat that they did that gimmick, because that's always a fun gimmick, and that's been around for ages, but it's still fun to do. And then on the spine we have Superman in nice big bright letters, so when it's on your shelf you'll be able to see it, and loving the color scheme as well, but glad they did that. And then on the back, yep, we have our production stills. Most of these production stills I think came from like the trailer and that, so that's interesting. And over 90 minutes of bonus footage, and they aren't kidding, which is unusual for the new releases. If you've followed this show at all, you've noticed that a lot of these new releases usually don't have a whole lot, but they are pushing that this is a reboot of the DC cinematic universe for the comic book films, and they really put forth the effort in here, and we as viewers, and especially fans, benefit from that. So yeah, dig that quite a bit, and love this slipcover. Now, when you get to the disc and case itself, this one, we get the credits in that on the back. You still have a wonderful text on the spine, but no lenticular on the case. Sorry, that's only on the slip cover. So there is your main difference there. As far as the inside goes, well, your digital code is going to expire on September 30th of 2027. So you got about 2 years if you do pick this up. And the Superman, they gave it a Superman color and a basic text similar to what we saw with the Corpse Bride. Didn't do too much. Would have liked to see like the Superman symbol on there, but still, you know, at least it's colored, and they put forth some design thought into the disc art on here as well. But what about all of these extras that it promises? Well, let's take a look, shall we? So first off, we have the Adventures in the Making of Superman, an hour long. I'm trying to remember. There's been very few, maybe the Aquaman disc, I think, had an hour long, but that's really impressive. They did an hour long feature documentary, behind the scenes stuff, interviews with James Gunn and the cast and everything of the making of Superman. Very fun to watch. I love watching BTS stuff, especially for these comic book films, to see what was real and what was fake, and their approach and the artistry and all of that. And so yeah, that's an hour long right there. And then breaking news, the Daily Planet returns. It's about 5.5 minutes. James Gunn talks about their design and the fact that they wanted to show more of the Daily Planet and their approach to that. Lex Luthor, the mind of a master villain, is a 5-minute look at Lex Luthor, this version of it. We're looking at Holt. They do a lot of interviews with him on his approach to Lex. And very interesting to see how they decided to kind of make this their own, yet still also give nods to past Lex Luthors. The Justice Gang is the 10-minute featurette, which looks at the Justice Gang, the 3 members of it. My favorite one is still Mr. Terrific, but they still give some very cool behind-the-scenes stuff and share some anecdotes there. And of course, Nathan Fillion's always hilarious when they interview him. Pause to Pixels. Krypto is Born. That's a 5-minute, 48-second special that they explore the design of Krypto, how James Gunn modeled it after his own dog and all of that. And I liked Krypto quite a bit. I thought it was an interesting addition, something we hadn't seen in the live action Superman before. So, the Ultimate Villain, which is 5 minutes, looks at the actual villain, that Superman fights in there. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but yeah, and their approach for that. Icons Forever. Superman's enduring legacy. Talk about, obviously, all the different versions of Superman we've gotten, either on screen or in comics. That's 6 minutes. A new era. DC takes off. Yes, it's their promotion, their push of what's coming next, their plan for the new DC comic book cinematic universe here. That was a little less than 5 minutes. Kryptoons, the music of Superman, a little over 6.5 minutes. They talk about to the composer of the music of for Superman 2025, his approach, and the uphill task he had of making music that, the original John Williams score is so iconic. How do you deal with that? And so that's addressed here. And we get an animated Krypto short, School Bus Scuffle. That's 5.5 minutes. So, yes, if you were a fan of this movie, you're going to want to pick this up either on Blu-ray, or I highly recommend the 4K Ultra HD because it looks gorgeous. I enjoyed the transfer very much of this film. It was fun watching it again and enjoying all of those moments that I enjoyed in the film, and also cringing at some of the moments that I cringed when I watched it in the theater. So, thank you so much for watching. Warner Brothers Home Entertainment, it's out now. Please like, subscribe, bells and whistles and all that here. I thank you for your support. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.